drinking and driving, you will receive a voucher for a complimentary beverage. Plus, you could be selected as the designated driver of the homestead with a chance to be named the Padres designated driver of the year. Sign up at any guest service.
Appreciate it. Throw a strike?
I haven't thrown it. Two balls to side on. This is submarine.
I'm just watching you warm up for a first pitch, and I'm seeing how competitive you are. Where did this start?
I mean, it started really young age.
Yeah.
My father had me out there playing Little League and all that stuff, and I actually was somewhat decent. Now, I wasn't a pitcher.
You were a center fielder, because your bio says you hit the longest home run at your high school.
Yes, I was a center fielder / first baseman. So I do have some skills, but they're kind of rusty right now.
You're pretty sure you chose the right sport.
I think I did. I think I did a good job. I don't know.
I want to ask you about that. Now, speaking of being competitive and everything that I've read about you and talking to teammates and media that have covered you, you did not sign with the Chargers to lose. You did not sign here just because you like John Pagano and the golf courses.
No.
What made you think that you have a legitimate chance for the Chargers to win the season?
Oh, I mean, they have a lot of pieces, and sometimes that's all it takes. You know, Indianapolis have had bad years, you know, and then next year they turned it around. The year before I got to Indianapolis, they were 6-10. All right, and then we had a long streak of victories. The year before last, we were 2-14. Okay, and then we had a string of victories, and we were 11-5 last year. So I did a lot of studying on, you know, the Chargers and the division and who they're going to be playing, and you know they're set up to some success, you know, and I was just happy at the fact that they wanted me and that I could fit there.
All I know is that we had Chris Berman on the show today, from talking to Jim Trotter, who did a great piece on you, this jersey is covering up a giant chip on your shoulder. Do you feel, I mean, you got something to prove to the other teams that did not sign you this year?
Well, I honestly, to be honest with you, when I go out in the field, I feel like that helps me and motivates me. You know, whether or not, you know, it's the truth or not, I don't really care. For me, it's just I like to use whatever I need to do to internally motivate myself. And whether it be, hey, 31 other teams had an opportunity to get me and they didn't get me. Now it's time to make everybody pay. It's fine.
Does anybody in that locker room care that no one is going to pick the Chargers to do much? They think that they look at it as a rebuilding year. And I just listen, from where you came from last year, coming back from surgery early to help your or from injury to help your team, you're not here to rebuild.
It was the same thing last year when I was with Indy. It was 2-14, new coach, 40 some odd new players on the team, 40 some odd new players. This is a rebuilding year, no Peyton, this, that, and the other. And we stood out and still did what we had to do, and we made the playoffs. So what that tells you is that it doesn't matter what everyone else says. It's about what happens internally. And we're not even paying attention to what anyone writes. They can say, hey, we're going to lose every game. I don't care. You know, we're good. We'll fly under the radar. You know, as long as we get there, that's the only thing that matters.
All right, you just said you looked at the schedule and the division when you chose the Chargers. What do you think when you see your former quarterback, Peyton Manning, on the first day, 7 touchdowns? That's your division.
Yeah, absolutely, and I actually like it. I mean, he's doing well. You know, like I said, he's family to me. You know, and I'm happy that he can bounce back from injury, you know, and I know how that is. You know, when you have to bounce back, and he's done a great job. And great, 7 touchdowns, that means he's throwing the ball, which means it's good for me.
A couple things. You're getting prepared for the season opener. We saw some glimpses of what you can do in preseason. I get it's only preseason, but people would say, wow, Dwight Freeney, he still has it coming off the edge, that bull rush. I mean, would you say it was never really gone?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't gone, you know, but, you know, it's some people don't really know me on this coast, you know, and it's okay, and they'll get to know what type of player that I am. You know, last year, battled through injuries, but, you know, not using anything as an excuse. It happens. You know, it's part of the game, it's part of the league, it's part of life. You know, and I'm just happy to be in a place where everyone accepts me.
How have Charger fans received you so far?
Oh, great. They're amazing people, amazing fans, amazing weather, amazing food, amazing.
Last thing, I know you're very competitive, but I don't mess it up out there. Because listen, because you'll hear it. Phillip came out here, did a perfect strike. Vincent Brunch, your teammates have done it. No one's messed up. You'd be the first guy ever.
Well, I don't know how you mess up, other than, I guess, not throwing the ball, because I'm not a professional pitcher. But that being said, I'm going to just have fun with it. Whatever happens, hopefully, like, the catcher can, you know, jump and grab it. It's really athletic, because I promise you won't be a strike.
Our ceremonial first pitch honoree. This gentleman is one of the all-time greatest defensive linemen in the history of the NFL.
He's a 7-time Pro Bowler, 3 times an All-Pro, and is 21st on the all-time NFL